What up, though, YouTube? You're tuned in to yet another episode. This is PayDay Boxing, man. About to talk that shit. I'm finna take y'all to church here in a minute, but before we go ahead and do that, make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, drop me a comment in that comment section below. Let me know what you think. Let's go ahead and get into this Keith Thurman, Josesito Lopez fight here. Now, I saw the fight, and to be honest with you guys, I thought it was a pretty good, entertaining bout. It was a lot more back and forth than what I thought it would have been. I'll tell you that for sure. Josesito Lopez did not come to lay down at all. He didn't come to lay down at all. Josesito Lopez was a game competitor. He came out ready to fight, and he was throwing punches. He kept coming after Keith Thurman the whole night, and he really made it an entertaining fight. Now, Keith Thurman, on the other hand, he's got a whole lot to worry about right now. After that fight, well, let's just get into his performance first, and then we'll go ahead and talk about the other stuff later. Keith Thurman, let me start off by saying I thought Keith Thurman on rounds won the fight decisively. I had ended up scoring it 9 rounds to 3, plus the knockdown for Keith Thurman. I did give Josesito Lopez the 12th round, let me see, the 9th round and the 7th round. I thought Josesito Lopez won those rounds. You could have made an argument for him winning the 8th round. And there were some other rounds that Josesito Lopez actually did really well in. I did ultimately see Keith Thurman winning the fight. He started off the fight with a great jab. Great jab. He was jabbing. He was moving laterally the entire fight. Some people might say he was on his bike the entire match, but he was definitely moving laterally the entire fight. Started off with a great jab. Every time Josesito Lopez was closing the distance early in the fight, you would see Keith slip, dip, dodge punches, and he ultimately did a great job of evading Josesito Lopez early in the fight. I don't know if it was his legs or what that ended up giving out, because of course as the fight went on, that seemed to not be the case. Obviously we saw the knockdown in the 2nd round. Josesito Lopez threw a terrible hook. Josesito Lopez came in with a very wide hook. Keith Thurman, of course, threw a shorter hook, clipped him got right inside of there, clipped him, caught him perfect, caught him clean, put him down. And that was in the 2nd round. As the fight went on, what you saw was really just good defense by Keith Thurman in the first half of the fight. Like I said, a whole lot of lateral movement. Again, some might say it was on his bike, but just a whole lot of excellent lateral movement. And he was really able to keep him at bay. Now, what ended up happening towards the middle of the fight is Josesito Lopez started getting smart, started cutting off the ring a little bit. And then he was coming forward with that straight right hand and throwing that thing with bad intentions. Now, when he caught Keith with that thing, man, he rattled Keith. If Josesito Lopez was just a notch better than what he was, if he was a little bit more patient, hey, maybe even if he had a little bit more power, probably would have put Keith Thurman down. He caught Keith Thurman in the round that he rocked him in. I think that was in the 7th round, where he almost stopped Keith Thurman. He caught him pretty early in the round, caught him with a bunch of heavy shots throughout the round, and it looked like Keith was visibly dazed, was visibly wobbled, was visibly hurt. It seemed like he could have been knocked down or knocked out at any point in that particular round. It took him a couple rounds to clear the cobwebs. The next round he came out a little bit stronger. To me, I thought it took him a good 2-3 rounds before he got his legs right back underneath him. And then once that happened, what we saw from Josesito Lopez, instead of cutting off the ring, we started to see him chasing Keith Thurman. So he went from cutting off the ring in the middle rounds to starting to chase after Keith Thurman a little bit in those later rounds. And as soon as he started to chase Keith Thurman, we pretty much saw Keith Thurman's legs take over the fight again, and he pretty much he won the majority of the rounds. Was this Keith Thurman's best performance? No. He definitely looked like a guy who came off a long layoff. If that version of Keith Thurman would have fought a top tier opponent, he probably would have lost. What I was impressed with from Keith Thurman is that he came out and threw over 800 punches. I think Heading into the 12th round, it was 800 something punches that he had thrown up to that point. So he probably finished close to 900 punches, which of course is outstanding. However, this is Keith one time Thurman. I emphasize the one time is his nickname. How do you throw that many punches? And he never really seemed to have Josesito Lopez in any real danger. Yeah, he scored the knockdown in the second round, but it seemed like Josesito Lopez was able to get up, shake it off, wasn't on shaky, wobbly legs or anything like that. He was able to shake it off and come back the next round strong, and he kept fighting. I was really surprised at Keith Thurman's lack of power. So I don't know if that's just the layoff, him maybe not trusting himself to sit down on those punches like he normally would. Because what I seen was that Keith Thurman, I don't want to say it was a Mayweather type of fight, but he really kind of just he moved laterally throughout the fight, and then he would stop, catch Josesito Lopez with a couple quick combinations, 1, 2, 3, and then he'd get out of there. He was out of there. So I gotta of course give him the credit. He obviously boxed very well. That's really how he won the fight. He won the fight boxing very well. But it's not really the Keith Thurman that we're accustomed to seeing. So I'll give him the benefit of the doubt, of course, from being injured. But what I will say is I will tip my cap to Josesito Lopez, who came in, was a very game challenger, looked like he really wanted it. If only he had a little bit more patience, if only he had a little bit more power, he probably could have finished Keith Thurman. Josesito Lopez he was just too slow. What it comes down to is that he was just a little bit too slow. The athleticism mismatch was very evident, because when Josesito Lopez needed to get to Keith Thurman, minus the 7th round when he had him hurt, he had a hard time forcing Keith to fight. When he was cutting off the ring at certain points of the fight where he would trap Keith, and then he'd catch him with something, usually he'd catch him with either a straight right hand or catch him with a little hook to the side of the head or something. That's when he was really doing his best. But once he started chasing after Keith Thurman, it was just a matter of time. Keith Thurman was going to move laterally, dip out on him, and pretty much box his way to a victory, which is what we've seen. So again, I'm not gonna come at Keith too hard, but again, he's got a lot of work to do to get back to being Keith Thurman. That we all know he should not, and this is in his best interest. This is not what I want to see, obviously, as a fan. He should avoid Errol Spence right now. He should avoid Sean Porter right now. He should avoid Danny Garcia right now. He should avoid Bud Crawford at this point in time. He definitely needs some more tune-up work. He's going to need at least one more, possibly 2 more tune-up fights to get back on track, because what we saw tonight was not going to cut it. After the fight, he tried to call out Manny Pacquiao, and I'll tell you this, if that Keith Thurman would have fought Manny Pacquiao would have got him up out of there. He's not going to be able to just dip and dodge and slip on Manny Pacquiao all night long like he did Josesito Lopez. So we all know Manny Pacquiao's MO. He's going to throw punches and bunches, and he's going to flurry on you, and you're not going to dodge everything. You're not going to block everything, especially if you're right there, which Adrian Broner was. Obviously, Keith Thurman might not have been right there, but at the same time, if Manny Pacquiao would have had him hurt, I think he would have got him out of there. It's really clear that Keith Thurman, his chin, it needs to be tested a little bit more before he goes into any of those big time fights with any of the big time fighters. So that's my take on the Thurman Josesito Lopez fight. One fight I was excited about was Adam Kownacki. I would love to see Kownacki get his shot, man. I mean, Gerald Washington, he's a fighter. I think he's only had the one loss to Deontay Wilder, and I actually recently seen that fight, and he was actually getting the better of Deontay Wilder until he got hit. With Adam Kownacki, basically, he came out the gates and he got hit, and pretty much that was it. He got hit some more, he got hit some more. So definitely tip of the cap to Mr. Adam Kwinacki. Congratulations to him on his baby, that he has coming on the way. But yeah, definitely looking forward to seeing more of Adam Kwinacki in the future. He might be someone to look out for in the heavyweight division. I don't know if he's a future champion or not, but he's definitely somebody who we're going to see in there with a champion at some point in time. Which one is it going to be? We don't know. So that's basically my take on the fights that we had seen. Keith Thurman is not himself. He definitely needs some more work. Adam Kwinacki is somebody to look out for in the heavyweight division, and Josesito Lopez has definitely earned himself the opportunity for another payday. Josesito Lopez, he made me a fan tonight. I'm not gonna lie, he definitely made me a fan. He showed a lot of heart, a lot of determination, and a lot of guts in that ring, fighting against a way more athletic fighter, a fighter who was a higher class than he was. Definitely have to give a tip of the cap to Robert Garcia on that, because we know that he was a big factor in that as well. So ultimately, good job by Josesito Lopez. So definitely looking forward to see what he does next. He can definitely be a fighter who's going to set himself up for another good sized payday. Probably not $1 million fighter, but he's going to set himself up for a pretty good payday nonetheless. So salute to the fighters. That's pretty much my take here on the fights that happened here tonight. You guys let me know what you think. Make sure you like the video if you like the video. Hit the subscribe button. This is Payday Boxing here. We're here to talk about these payday fights. That's what we do. You'll hear more videos, more commentary coming from us in the future. So with that said, let the church go ahead and say amen. Till the next video. I'll see y'all next time. Peace, y'all.